Goody everyone, this is Dayhawk bringing to you episode 20 of Shaman King 2021. Now, this is going to be a short episode because I'm not going to go over the battle because I did a video of Shaman King episode 37 of 01, and the match itself, it's very the same. It's the same, except that instead of Ren beating the Team Earth, you have Horo and Ryu giving them the Team Rocket treatment. So everything remains the same except for the very end. So I'm not going to go into full detail on it. If you want a full detail, I recommend you listen to my recap of Shaman King 01. Here is mostly about Chocolove and his backstory. Because in this episode, in this version, we get to see more in depth of Chocolove's life and what led him to become a shaman. And I figured this is the important topic to talk about, and then I'll lead on to the very end of the episode. So hopefully you can stick around. Because here's the thing, I figured because in the old one we only get a glimpse of his backstory. Here is more detailed, and I don't know if that his backstory is from the books or if everything is made up, because as you know, not everything gets to be in the anime. Things get changed, we all know this. So if this backstory is true to the manga, please let me know in the comments section, and because I need to know. I want to know because I haven't read the books, because I only seen the anime, so please. So Chocolove's backstory is really sad because it begins in the city of New York, and you get to see Chocolove being the leader of this gang, and I was shocked to see him like that because when you first see Chocolove, he's all happy and giving these lame jokes, and to see him the way he was, it's like night and day. Like, you wouldn't believe that they're the same person. And apparently he is also a killer, because he ends up killing people and stealing their money, and their gang is thriving because of all the money he stole. And so it begins where Chocolove's gang encountered this person, and he has a Christmas present. And mind you, it's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day in New York. And Chocolove pretty much demands the person to hand over the Christmas gift. But what I can remember, he's frightened and doesn't want to give it to him, and whether he was going to give it to him or not, he ends up getting shot. And we head back to their hideout, and Chocolove leaves, and we get a little bit more information as to why he's the way he is. And apparently, especially on Christmas Day, he gets really pissed off on Christmas Day. And it's later discovered that his family was killed by a robber on Christmas Day. and just, it doesn't have to be Christmas, but to witness your parents getting shot and killed by this robber, it's really, it it changes you, and just, and you're a little kid, so how would you, like I'm in at a loss for words, to be honest, because like I'm fortunate enough to not have that situation, but if you're Chocolove's age and you witness all that, you be like, oh, like shocked, like you don't know what to do, and it's been told that he was bouncing from orphanage to orphanage to the point where I don't know what happened that led him to let him live on the streets, and him encountering the gang, and that's where, him stealing and killing and all that stuff happened. And so later on in the scene, we get to see him walking around the streets, and I think it was snowing, I could be wrong, but you get to see Chocolove, and he looks at a window, and you get to see a family celebrating Christmas, and a parent giving his child a gift, and he gets all pissed off. And that's where he encounters the old man who will eventually become his master. And let's see, and he is a trembling comedian. He just goes around and makes people laugh, but we all know where Chocolove gets his lame jokes from. It was the old man all along. And so his way, like I said in my other video, laughter is the wind of laughter. It blows away evil, and he tries to use laughter to blow away Chocolove's evil. And they were lame attempts, to a point where Chocolove took out his gun and just warns him just to back off. But the old man refuses to back off, and he tries to shoot him, but he dodges and shoots him again. He misses, so he shoots a couple of times, but he misses every time. And the old man kind of saw through Chocolove, because what he saw was sadness, hate, anger. And he asked him, like, did all those killings made you feel any better? And he just didn't have an answer for it. And eventually it got to the point where the old man said, like, so you only respond to violence? Okay, that's fine. And he had Mike, and they, with him and with Mike and the old man, defeated Chocolove so easily. And at least at that point, I think the old man said something that made him laugh. And when he sat up, he asked, like, how did you do that? How did you dodge and all that? And what's that being behind you? And the old man was shocked, like, so you can see my guardian spirit? At last, I found you. And Chocolove was like, what? So apparently the old man was looking for someone who not only that can see the jaguar, so I assume he's looking for an apprentice. And so he found him in Chocolove, and that's where he asked him, like, do you want to come with me and learn the ways of the shaman? And also the ways of the comedian, of course. And he's like, what? And so um so the old man takes him in, and it's later to be discovered his name is Olona. Yeah, I butchered his name. I sorry. I suck. Um let's see. So Chocolove lives with him, trained with him, and everything was so well for him. Things were looking up, like he's finally out of the gang life. He's learning how to become a shaman and the jokes. Learning how to do lame jokes. But everything changed one night when he and Mike were getting groceries, and they encountered the old gang, and they want him back. We were thriving with you, but ever since you met the old man, you've changed and you left. And so they found the old man, they beat him up. Chocolove runs back to where he lives, and he was beaten up pretty good. And he asked, like, why didn't you defend yourself? Well, Mike isn't with me, you know. And the gang restrained Chocolove, and one of them took out a gun and pointed at the old man. And here's the part where it gets really sad, because the old man, I butchered his name, but I can't pronounce it. I hope you forgive me, but it's later to be revealed to be that he is a Native American from the Amazon. So he came from South America, and he has noticed that all these tribes has succumbed to the city life, and there's hardly any Native Americans that continue the old ways, because so many people are living the city life and their traditions died with them. And also mentions too that do not Chocolove, that do not give in to hate. Use the wind of laughter to guide you. Do not fight them with fists. Fight them with laughter. And he also mentions too that it didn't reveal in the old one version that apparently he was dying. He has an uncurable disease, and he said that I don't care if I die, because I'm gonna die anyway with this disease. And the last words he told Chocolove, aside from not giving into your hate, do not return back to your old self, but to save the world with laughter. And he gets shot. And then that's where you get to see Chocolove and Mike and his oversoul. But the thing is, we all assumed he's gonna beat them up, even the point to killing them for killing his master. But it's later revealed in the tournament after Team Ren won that his old gang members were there cheering Chocolove on. So he used the power of laughter to change their ways. And I thought it was very powerful. Very powerful. And so, like I said before, I'm not going to mention the battle in detail because I already did it in a previous episode. Everything remains the same except that once Chocolove's oversoul was depleted, Ren took over and defeated Poyote, and so Team Ren wins, and this moment was Ren used this moment to, well, before that, Chocolove's performance earned the respect of Horo and Ren. And I'm sure the rest of the people who witnessed the battle got the, gave the respect, to Chocolove. But okay, so after that, Ren had this moment, has this mini speech, whatever, that he is going to defeat Yo. And his moment was stolen away because his family was there cheering him on. And you get to see the look of Ren's face. He got super embarrassed to the point where, like, you ruined my moment, I'm gonna kill ya. But he made his intentions known that whether it's gonna be in the finals or in the middle of the tournament, whatever, he is going to defeat Yo. And Anna, Anna was like not getting, like, telling Yo off, like, why are you being easygoing? He's like calling you out. But Yo was like, don't worry, we'll cross the bridge once we come to it, And you get to see Yo's team sitting there all shocked because they were very surprised on Ren calling Yo out. But it's Ren, what do you expect? And another thing too, after the Team Ren wins, we get into the final act where you get to see a ship which carries the Iron Maiden. And then you get to see Lyserg in his X-Law outfit. And apparently in the next episode we get to see Lyserg, and maybe I think Marco's part is in Lyserg's team, and the third one we don't know who it is, but apparently Lyserg is in the next match. So this is gonna be a lot of mouth dropping in the next episode. And he looks very determined and changed. And morphing is still there, because if I remember correctly, in the original, once he gets his new spirit, he just gets rid of morphing. So I'm sure it hasn't happened yet. But for right now, Morphine is still there, and Lyserk has changed. Is it for the better or for the worse? We'll find out. And that's the end of the episode. After doing the recap of episode 37, in this episode, it gives more in depth into Chocolove's backstory and how he used to be part of a gang, he robbed and killed people, and his reasons for hating Christmas after what happened with his parents. What makes it even more sad is that he met this man who eventually changed his whole life, but he ended up losing him due to his past catching up to him, you know? And there was no way to save him because he said that I'm gonna die regardless if I get shot because I have a disease that cannot be cured. And it's just like, oh, it's just so, oh, you could feel it. And this is a guy who wanders around, and if he sees someone sad or angry, and just like what happened in 01, if there's a situation where he can use laughter to blow away the evil, which is the theme of this episode as well, the wind of laughter can blow away any evil. You know, the world will be so much of a better place if you think about it. Because if we use the power of laughter instead of using our fists or our guns or whatever it is, then I believe the world can be a better place, you know? And you want to root for Chocolove because I know his joke sucks, but his goal, his dream, he wants to be Shaman King, so he becomes the king of comedians. He wants his jokes to be good so you could hear the laughter after a joke. And this episode, I enjoyed this episode too. Like I love both episodes. And I think this one is more in depth into his backstory than the original. Because in the original, you can't really. There's nothing much to see except you see the situation with the gunman, and you get to see in the next scene that the old man and Chocolove are homeless, and yet he dies after he makes this speech, and it's just, I don't know, it's really, really sad. And I think it was important to do this video just recapping Chocolove's backstory, because to me it was more important than the battle, because the battle itself is the same thing as the old one version, like I said before, so there's no need to recap it. Yeah, so at least in the old version there was like a happy ending where there a good feel moment. This one is more like, yeah, Team Ren won, but it's just after that backstory, it's just like, ugh. It felt bittersweet. But this is just me after I saw this episode. So I'm hoping that you already seen the episode and and not ask me like, how come you're not doing a full recap? But now you know why. So yeah, thank you for sticking around. Give a like, and hopefully you can leave some comments, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video and on the other side. Johnny!